Hello students, last class we were seeing about heat. So, see, this is your fourth chapter. I have started this chapter because it is very important chapter. So, of course, after finishing this chapter and other chapters, we will discuss about the first three chapters also, and we will discuss about all chapters. That means any for your syllabus, which are the chapters are there. So, those will be discussed by your teacher. No need to worry about that. Okay, so first we have started this chapter because it is little bit important and theory connected chapter. So that is why I started this chapter. So this is chapter under chemistry. So our first chapter is biology. So first we have started the chemistry concepts, that is heat. So last class we have seen about the heat, that is temperature and where is heat present, and which kind of clothes we wear during different kinds of seasons. So scales of temperature, measurement of temperature, SI unit of temperature, SI unit of temperature is Kelvin. It is measured in degree Celsius, Kelvin and Fahrenheit. So we all discussed this, and the instrument used to measure the heat, we called it as thermometer. So thermometer. So there are mainly two types of thermometer. Let me say you. So first one is clinical thermometer. First one is clinical thermometer. Second one is laboratory thermometer. Laboratory thermometer. Nowadays another thermometer has came, but it's not there for your syllabus. Nowadays another thermometer has came that we call it as digital thermometer. So here only we can consider it in clinical thermometer. It is a digital thermometer, but it is not given for you for too much. So no need to worry about that. Let us consider mainly these two thermometers, that is clinical thermometer and laboratory thermometer. So thermo means what? Heat. So it is measuring the heat of the body. Clinical means it is used in the clinics. It is used in science labs. So we will learn about clinical thermometer today. Okay. So what is clinical thermometer? We all learn about that. Okay. I am going to write the concepts of clinical thermometer. So what are the clinical thermometer? So let me draw the diagram. So if I take a small, let me take a small diagram here. A rough diagram it is. Okay. So you will see the thermometer like this. Okay. If you have taken the book, it is available with you. So here the bulb is there. You can say a bulb is there, and a mercury-like structure is a long tube-like structure is present here, and scales are present here also. Okay, so it is like that. So this is clean. Is this may be this side or this side? We can have the scales. Okay, so this is what clinical thermometer. Here the bulb will be present. So this is not that much good, what we can say, diagram. But for your information, I have drawn this diagram. So it is uniform. This should be uniform. Okay. Right. So this should be uniform and it is covered like this. So it is made up of glass. So I hope you know this diagram. I will draw this diagram. Okay. So just know this. If you have the book, you can draw from the book, and it is not at all asked also. It is available in book. That is page number 36. It is there in your textbook, page number 36. You can observe there. See, first I am going to write the points of clinical thermometer. What are clinical thermometer? Clinical thermometer. So the thermometer which is used in clinics is called clinical thermometer. It is a long, narrow, uniform glass plate. It is a long, narrow, uniform glass tube. It is. That is a tube. It is long, narrow, and it is uniform glass tube. Bulb at one end that contains mercury. In that bulb, there is a mercury. I hope if you are not, let me show you from the book. I hope you have not ready, so I will show you. So if you are not having the book, means only I will show you. So if you can observe here in this diagram, so here the clinical thermometer is present. So here we call it as clinical thermometer. So I hope you all are clear with this diagram. So this is clinical thermometer. So this is called bulb. So I hope you are seeing here. This is called bulb. Okay, this is called bulb, and a long narrow structure is present. Okay, so that is why we said it as long narrow uniform glass tube. It is made up of glass tube. This is page number 36. You can see that in your textbook. If you have the textbook, if you don't have, means see here only, not a problem. So I think this is clearly visible now. I think this is visible. Yes, you can see here. See there, long, narrow, uniform glass tube is present. Okay, in that, then you can see at the one end it is having the bulb. In that bulb, mercury is present. Okay, and small shining mercury thread visible outside the bulb. So small shining thread. So this is a small shining thread is available also. Okay, so this is the clinical thermometer. Okay, so what are the points regarding clinical thermometer? It is in long, it is containing long, narrow, uniform glass tube. Long, narrow, uniform glass tube. So in future days, after when the lab of the school opens, so I will try to show you the real thermometer, that is only. Okay, it may be clinical thermometer or laboratory thermometer is available there. So I am going to show you. No need to worry about that. Either I or if any teacher comes of 7th class or science or chemistry, he will show you. No need to worry about that. So those we will show you, but let us learn about this clinical thermometer. Okay, so it is a long, narrow, uniform glass tube. It is having long, narrow, and uniform glass tube. Okay, so as already you have seen in the diagram, it is having a long, narrow, uniform glass tube is there, isn't it? What is second point? Bulb at one end. Bulb at one end. So at the this end, at the last end, it is having a bulb. Bulb at one end, which contains mercury. Which contains mercury. So I will try to draw the diagram here. So this is the bulb, we can say. So here we can say that this is the bulb at one end and it is containing mercury. So it is the glass tube. Okay. So it is the glass tube. So it is finished here. Okay. It is the glass tube, and here we can say white thread-like structure, and here we can say scale is present. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe 10 are there, 5 are there, depending upon the thermometer. And this thermometer range is always from 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius. So we can draw it from up to 42 degrees Celsius. So you have to understand like this. So this is clinical thermometer. Okay. So bulb at one end which contains mercury. So that end of the bulb is containing the mercury. Small shining mercury thread visible outside the bulb. See, there is small shining, mercury thread. There is a mercury thread visible outside the bulb. Mercury thread visible outside the bulb. See what happens. This is the 3 points regarding clinical thermometer. It is a long uniform glass tube bulb at one end which contains mercury. So it is having mercury. If you have seen that clinical thermometer, at the one end there is a bulb. In that bulb mercury is present and small shining mercury thread visible outside the bulb. In that outside the bulb there is a small shining mercury thread is available. You can see that. Okay, it is shining. So it is available at outside the bulb. So then how to read this thermometer? So why we are using this? We are using to maintain what measure the body temperature, because it is a clinical thermometer. Thermometer is used to measure the temperature. Clinical means what? It is used in clinics. Why it is used in clinics? To measure the temperature of a person, to measure the temperature of a body. See, the normal human temperature is 37 degrees Celsius. So it is the average body temperature of a human body. So average temperature of so many humans, usually we consider it as 37 degrees Celsius. There is no need that everyone is having 37 degrees Celsius. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರದು 37 degrees Celsius ಇರ್ತದೆ ಅಂತಲ್ಲ. I might be having 36 degrees Celsius, you might be having 38 degrees Celsius. So it is not that much difference. 36.5 ಇರಬಹುದು, 37.5 ಇರಬಹುದು, ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತ ನಡೀತದೆ. 37 ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತ ನಡೀತದೆ. But apart higher bar, if it is more about to 40, 41 ಇದ್ರೆ we can call it as fever ಅದ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. So if it is below 35 ಇದ್ರೆ low temperature ಅದ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. So it is around 37 degrees Celsius. If the fever is having 40, 41, so we can call them. And usually the body temperature will not cross 42 degrees Celsius. Usually, even though there is lot of fever, it is around about 40, 41 degrees Celsius max. 42 will not be crossed. Similar thing, 35 will not be crossed even the body temperature is low. So that is why it is maintained that 35 to 40 degrees Celsius is maintained in clinical thermometer. That scale is present. So clinical thermometer is used to measure the temperature of the human bodies. It is present in clinics. It is a long, narrow, uniform glass tube. One end bulb irtada, adrolage mercury irtada. So small shining mercury thread is visible outside the bulb. Adu outside the bulb irtada. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತದ, one thing you ತಿಳ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, mercury is little bit dangerous. Mercury ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತದ ನಿಮಗೆ, ಪಾದರಸ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ ಕನ್ನಡದಾಗ. So mercury is a material that is little bit dangerous, poisonous material. So of course it is inside the bulb, inside that glass tube. It will not come out very easily. But if you are, when you are handling, if you break it or if you are jerk it twice and if it might come, then it might affect us. So that is why it is we have to take precautions using that clinical thermometer. We will see that, but before that we will understand how to read thermometer. What are the methods to read the thermometer? So we'll learn one by one now. That is how to read the thermometer. So my dear students, so how to read the thermometer? So I am speaking here about clinical thermometer. Okay. So first thing you should remember, so I am going this side, so you can note down these points. Okay. I am explaining by standing here only, so that you can see these points and you can note down these points. So how to read the thermometer? So you have to understand these points. So first, what is, note the temperature difference indicated between two bigger marks. So in the thermometer there will be two bigger marks. Okay, so there will be two bigger marks in the thermometer. So if you see the thermometer, so if I see only this part I am taking. Okay, so here in that scale there is a bigger marks. So if one bigger mark is here, other bigger mark is here, and other bigger mark is here, and there are small marks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They may be 5 in some thermometers, they may be 10 in some thermometers. So you have to understand, first you have to calculate how many small digits are there. ನೋಡಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಡಿಜಿಟ್ ಅದಾವ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಬೇಕು. ಎರಡು ಬಿಗ್ಗರ್ ಡಿಜಿಟ್ ನಡುವರ್ಗ 10 ಡಿಜಿಟ್ಸ್ ಇರಬಹುದು, ಒಮ್ಮೊಮ್ಮೆ 5 ಡಿಜಿಟ್ಸ್ ಇರಬಹುದು. ಸೊ 5 ಡಿಜಿಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ವು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದಕ್ಕೂ 0.2 ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಯಾಕೆ 0.2? ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ 5 ಡಿಜಿಟ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾವ. 1/5 1/5 ಅಂದ್ರೆ 0.2 ಆಗ್ತದ. ಸಪೋಸ್ ಇದು 35 ಅದ, ಇದು 36 ಅದ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅದ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಮರ್ಕ್ಯೂರಿ. ಅವಾಗ 36 ಮುಂದೆ ಅದ, ಇದು 36 ಮುಂದೆ ಎಷ್ಟ 0.2 ಅಂದ್ರೆ 36.2 ಆಗ್ತದ. I hope you are getting my point. So ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಯ್ತು 36.2 ಆಯ್ತು. So you are not able to see the diagram. Okay, I will draw the diagram here. That is only. Okay, I hope you can see now. Yeah, little bit, but let me show you. Yes, okay. Yeah, fine now. Yeah, see here you can see 35 36 is there. 36 after one digit is coming, so 36.2, because 5 digits means 0.2 it is coming. If there are 10 digits means 1/10, that is 0.1 we have to consider. So there is increase. After 37 if there is 0.1 is there, 37.1. Okay, we have to go like that. Note the temperature difference indicated between two bigger marks. So two bigger marks ನಡುವರ್ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು temperature difference ಅದ? 1 ಅದ. ಈ 35 to 36 ಅದ 1 ಅದ. So 1 by smallest ಎಷ್ಟು ಅದಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. 1/5. ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಡಿಜಿಟ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅದಾವಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಡಿಜಿಟ್ಸ್ 10 ಇದ್ದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ 1/10 isn't it? Very easy. So note down the number of divisions shown in smaller marks. Number of divisions ಎಷ್ಟು ಅದಾವು ಅವು ನೋಟ್ ಡೌನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟೈತಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಮ್ಯಾಲ್ ಬರ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಈಗ ಸಪೋಸ್ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತೆಗಿತೀನಿ, ಓಕೆ 10 ತೆಗಿತೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 36 ಅದ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, 37 38. ಸೊ 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, this is 10. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅದಾವು 10 ಅದಾವು. ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, 35 or 36 37 38, difference is again 1. So divided by 10, 1/10 is equal to 0.1. So if my suppose if I keep this one 1 2 3 4, if my mercury is coming here, after measuring the temperature, if the mercury is coming there, then how much it will become? 36.4, because 36 is already there. After that 4 digits is coming, 1 2 3 4, that means 36.4 it is coming. Okay, so 36.4. Okay, what is my third point? Wash the thermometer with an antiseptic solution. See, in clinical thermometer what happens, some people already have placed the thermometer on their mouth, so they may be ill. So that illness might transfer you if you keep the same thermometer within your tongue or within your mouth, that is below the tongue. So that is why to clean that all we have to wash the thermometer with an antiseptic solution. Clinical thermometer should be washed with an antiseptic solution. Okay, then hold it firmly and give it jerks. So then after, see, that is after washing with antiseptic solution, you have to hold it like this. That is thermometer you should hold. Suppose if I take this pen has thermometer, exactly it is like that only, you can see here. So this is like mercury, this is like tube, whatever inside that we can say, then that we can say that's a scale. Okay, so if you jerking means what? Doing like this. You pen hinga idan ಮಾಡ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ, pen ಮೂಡಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಹಿಂಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. So that it called as jerking. So jerking ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ mercury will come to proper level. So hold it firmly and you have to give it proper jerks. Firm ಆಗಿ ಹೋಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಸರಿತಾಗಿ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹಿಂಗೆ ಜರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಇಲ್ಲಾರ್ದ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ರೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಹೊಡೆದು ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು. So that is why we have to hold it firmly and give it jerks. Okay, place the bulb of the thermometer under tongue. After this, what we have to do? We should place that bulb of the thermometer under our tongue. Tongue irtadalla nalige ಕೆಳಗೆ ಇಡಬೇಕ್ರಿ, ನಾಲಿಗೆ ಮ್ಯಾಗಲ್ಲ. Okay, we have to place that bulb of the thermometer. Bulb ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹಿಂದೆ ಇರ್ತದಲ್ಲ. Okay, so bulb means here it will be there, no? ಇಲ್ಲಿ mercury ಇರ್ತದ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಲ್ಲ ನಾನು. So this part mercury ಇರ್ತದಲ್ಲ, that we should place it below our tongue. Why we should place that? Because that part only taking the temperature. We have to place it for at least a minute so that it can take the temperature of our inside body. Okay, so that after 1 minute you take them, you can measure that temperature. So last point, take it out after a minute and take the reading. So after a minute you take that and you can observe the mercury level, you can find the reading there. So how you have to do the reading, you already know. So first you have to note down the bigger difference and note down the smaller marks. So that bigger difference by smaller mark is a digit, a smaller marks a digit value. So now they are present 36, 37 like this. Now there are 10 means, you remember there are 10 means, we have to consider 0.1. If there are 5 means, we have to consider 0.2. So here 37 is there, they have considered 0.1 difference. So if 37.1 difference means, suppose if the second one is there, I have to say that 37.2 degrees Celsius. And always this clinical thermometer is maintained between 35 to 42 degrees Celsius. And we have to take care that before measuring the temperature, it should be below 35 degrees Celsius. That means the mercury should be here, it should be below 35. It should not go on above 35. It has to be here this side. Okay, so this is the way you have to read the thermometer. What you have to do, note the temperature difference between bigger marks. Bigger marks and temperature difference ನೋಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. Smaller marks ಎಷ್ಟು ಅದಾವ ನೋಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಎರಡು bigger mark ಅದಾವ, ಎರಡು smaller mark ಅದಾವ. ಹತ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಯೂಶುವಲಿ ಆ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ 1 ಅಂತ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಆದಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಇವು ಸಣ್ಣ ಹತ್ತಿದ್ದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ 0.1 ಅಂತ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ 1/10. ಸಣ್ಣ ಸ್ಮಾಲರ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್ಸ್ 5 ಇದ್ದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ 0.2 ಅಂತ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ದೆನ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದಟ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ನೋಟ್ ಡೌನ್ ದೋಸ್. ಅದನ್ನ ನೋಟ್ ಡೌನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಅದನ್ನ ನೋಟ್ ಡೌನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Then we have to wash the thermometer with an antiseptic solution, because some people have used this clinical thermometer in the clinics and their illness has maybe attached to that clinical thermometer. If you keep the same clinical thermometer in your, what we can say, mouth, then those illness or those disease can be transferred to you. That is why it is better that we should wash the thermometer with an antiseptic solution. Hold it firmly and give it jerks. So you have to hold it firmly and then you have to give it jerks like this, so that the mercury level comes properly. And place the bulb of the thermometer under your tongue. So after this we have to place the bulb of the thermometer like this under our tongue. Okay, so under our tongue, that means tongue under. Okay, not above the tongue. Okay, then last one, take it out after a minute and take the reading. You have to take it out after a minute, then you have to take the reading. So this is the way you have to read the thermometer. And remember, thermometer we are considering here is clinical thermometer. So the thermometer range is from 35 to 42 degrees Celsius. The human body temperature will never cross 42 degrees Celsius, and it should never be below than 35 degrees Celsius. Okay, so if you are having fever also, you might be having 40 or 41 degrees Celsius. It will not at all go over 40 or 42 degrees Celsius. It will not at all come below 35 degrees Celsius. You should be aware of this. This is a clinical thermometer maintained between 35 to 42 degree Celsius. And human body temperature, the normal human body temperature is always, the average body temperature of a normal human is 37 degrees Celsius. There is no need that it is exactly 37 degrees Celsius always. Sometimes it may be 36.5 degrees Celsius, it may be 36.8 degrees Celsius, it may be 35.5 degrees Celsius, it may be 37.5 degrees Celsius, it may be 38 degrees Celsius, 38.5 degrees Celsius. Up to that much is okay. So if you are having a fever means it is maybe up to 40.5 degrees Celsius is also there. So it is nearly 37 degrees Celsius. Okay. So we consider the average of the normal human body temperature, which has been come as 37 degree Celsius. I hope you all understood today the concept of thermometer. So what is thermometer? Which is the material present in thermometer? That is mercury. Mercury is also called as liquid metal, but it is very dangerous. So it is present in the thermometer, that is one side that is present in bulb. Okay. So it is a narrow glass tube also. So you should remember points of thermometer and how to read thermometer. So this is very much important. This is very much easy also. No need to worry about that. Okay. If there are small 10 divisions in between two bigger numbers, you take 0.1 and see the difference should be 1. If the difference is 1 only, I am considering here the difference is 1. If the difference is more, again you have to divide that. We can see it in laboratory thermometer, or you can see it in later. So here only one bigger mark, the difference between two bigger marks is 1. Then if there are 10 divisions are there, 1 by 10 is considered. So for one small division we consider 0.1. If there are 5 divisions are there, if there are 5 small divisions are there, here we have considered 5 small divisions, so bigger mark 1 is there, 1 by 5 that is equal to 0.2. So we have considered 0.2 like that. So I hope you all are clear with this concept. Okay, so most of the clinical thermometers are having difference of 1 only, so no need to worry about that. So if there are 5 divisions present in between, that means 2 bigger marks, 5 small divisions present, consider 1 small division is equal to 0.2. If there are 10 small divisions are present, consider them as small divisions as 0.1. So this is the way how you have to read your thermometer. So I hope you all understood this. Okay, so please, if you want, you can take the screenshot of this, or you can rewind the video and see, and please note down this. Don't worry, you have to note down this, either by taking the screenshot you note down, or either by pausing the video you can note down these points. So we'll see the remaining things of this chapter in the upcoming classes.